After embarrassing must-win loss, the Warriors were suddenly facing the G League level Blazers just to avoid slipping to the play-in. Both teams were ice cold from the field, but it was Jimmy Butler who brought composure, finishing with a well-rounded 24 points, 7 assists, and a perfect 11 for 11 from the free throw line. I want to dive into how Butler scored and distributed with such fundamental control by attacking matchups in space, so let's get to it. Most of Butler's highlights were in the second half. He loves to get his teammates involved to start the game, sometimes a bit too much in my opinion. With the Blazers in a 2-3 zone, Butler's got the ball high up on the left wing. One way to break the zone defense is to find 3-point shooters. Nothing too fancy here but an off-ball screen for Buddy Hield, who had a good game shooting from beyond the arc. I like the Butler and Hield lineups, and here the defender gets stuck on the screen for some reason and does not fight over, giving Hield a wide open straightaway look from downtown. As we know, since Butler arrived, the Warriors completely flipped their ability to get to the free throw line. They went something like 25th frequency and percentage to the top of the league. On this baseline screen by post, Butler jabs like he's going across but instead comes into the key, tricking the defender getting prime position. With Portland not switching, Butler is able to attack Sissoko off the catch and get a step on it. The second he feels a hand check like this, Jimmy immediately baits and goes up for the shot. This is a perfect example of how smart he is at getting to the free throw line. Jimmy provides another big wing for the Warriors, and I feel like he's pretty underrated at directing traffic and passing. Simple down screen set by Draymond, and Moody jabs first to go baseline, but then changes direction. The simple footwork gets a step on Banton, who's now needing to recover and tries to cheat the screen. The way to counter defenders who try to shoot the gap is to stop in your tracks and fade, and Butler finds Moody for a wide open three. Again, Butler likes to turn up his aggressiveness in the second half when the team needs him more. Downscreen by Butler for Steph, and if you're Murray, you just can't give 5 feet of space. This preoccupies a great defender in Kamara, who had the responsibility of guarding Steph the majority of the night, but on this possession, he is guarding the screener. Jimmy predicts the focus on Steph's shooting gravity and slips his pick, and Draymond's finally able to deliver a good pass down low. Here he places a perfect lob pass for the dunk. Steve Kerr has started games and second halves with these small lineups with Butler at the 4, so sometimes you're going to find Jimmy on an opposing big man. I'm actually confident in his ability to defend weaker big guys in the league. Here he does not let Kling seal him down low and fights to front him instead. This is also a pretty bad pass, but you can trust Butler's high IQ on this end of the floor to get the steal. I know Butler has a few different levels when it comes to scoring, but sometimes I wish he was a bit more aggressive like this. Taking a mismatch in the short corner, you can tell Murray's calling for Walker to come shade early. When Butler's on an island with so much space, he has a go-to move where he pulls a shimmy jab, faking one way then the other, but pretty much always goes right. This move freezes defenders, allowing him to get baseline. Too late of a help from the defender, and Jimmy explodes for a beautiful reverse layup and the contact. The more aggressive Butler becomes, the more attention he'll command simply due to his reputation. This opens up his teammates for high quality looks. With another mismatch on the right wing, I love how he sees Sissoko's position to shade, drives left and gets a double team, and then counter by spinning and picking up the ball like he's about to shoot. But if you know Jimmy, you know he has zero intention of ever shooting. This is all about pulling the defense in and opening up passing lanes to distribute the ball. Now Murray has the 2 weak side Warriors, and thank God Kuminga did not settle in the weak side corner. I need JK to cut and get high quality looks at the rim like this more. Just like this, I'm going to need him to attack on the fast break and not settle for just looking for his teammates. Here the Blazers get confused because they're cautious of Buddy Hield's shooting ability, giving Butler a free lane to attack on the break. Not sure if this was a travel, but I'm going to ignore it. But with Curry not in the lineup, I would love to see Butler get to the rim more. Butler is generally the initiator and looking to set up his teammates. Sometimes he obviously got the ability to lock in and isolate in space, taking what the defense gives him and attacking when given his left hand. Having a foul baiter on this team is much needed in terms of balancing out the offense. Here he feels the defender on his side, so technically he has greater advantage in terms of positioning, and rises up to force the refs to blow the whistle. I can't believe I'm highlighting free throw drawing ability, but it really is an art to see how Butler controls the defense and gets to the line at will. Off-ball screen and the Blazers switch, getting a great defender in Kamara off of Butler. Now Draymond and Jimmy run a pick-and-roll action, and since Butler's a non-shooter, it is not smart to try to go over the screen. Portland needs to force Jimmy to shoot here, because now Butler's got Kling in the drop coverage and looks to the side to pretend to read the spacing, and one shot fake gets the big man in the air for more free throws. That's clinical. The goal is to get Kamara off of Jimmy. On-ball screen by Pods, and Jimmy gets a switch and a much better matchup. Tween, but he sees that Clean is shading in the paint, but the second he tries to get out of the paint to reset that 3 seconds, Jimmy attacks at the perfect time into the paint at will. Now Clean is out of position, and you can see Draymond Green point to Jimmy to kick it out to post on the weak side corner, so Green sets an exit screen. Not the best pass here to his needs, but it's good to have Quentin post back to knock these open triples down and space the floor. Portland kept guarding Jimmy on the perimeter for some reason, even though he's not a good three-point shooter. Even Jimmy is shocked the defender wants to close out with his hands up, so he easily attacks this and gets another step on the defender. The second he has you on his hip, Butler just knows how to dribble to the right spot and rise up to get contact. The only time he shoots is either at the end of the shot clock or when he has a big man and knows he can't just get to the rim at will. When Dre comes to the pick, Butler rejects this and Clean calls for the switch. QP can't get a shot up and the Warriors reset, and Draymond finds Butler again. With the shot clock winding down and a matchup he likes, Butler knows Clean will play his drive and remain in a drop coverage with his hands down. I'm sure the defense want to encourage this anyways, but these are the opportunities that he will shoot the 3 ball and knock it down. There you guys have it, a short breakdown on the must-win against the tanking Blazers, and wow, what an ending to the regular season we have. With a 3-way tie for the 6th seed, the Warriors needed this win after losing on a Harrison Barnes buzzer beater. Jimmy Butler saved the ship by attacking the paint aggressively, bullying matchups in space, and showing an elite ability to draw contact and get to the line. Butler played a classic game, setting up his teammates in the first half, then turning up and getting buckets in the second. These are the second option nights that he has to keep showing up for, and we're getting more glimpses of playoff Jimmy. This last game against the Clippers has so much at stake, so let's hope we end the season with a guaranteed playoff series. If you guys like this breakdown, like and subscribe to see more.